Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Hey, what's up, everybody? That is live. How we doing? I thought we'd do a little afternoon live stream here. A little bit of I know you guys, everyone's at work except me for now at least, and I thought like, hey, I should probably give these guys some entertainment while I still can. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, here we are. So I wanted to come on. I haven't done any sort of like news videos or talked about all the crap going on in a while. So I thought I'd do that, talk to you guys with some comments. Let's check in there now. Who we got? Michael Daniel 3 minutes ago. Yeah, we're live. Roland, Michael, we're here. Hey, Chris, how you doing, brother? If you're still out there. Matt Card Big Nerdy is here. Danny, we are indeed the NWO. NWO. I call creative license on my use of their work. Nico Spico is at lunch. Awesome. Randy, I know that feeling. Armando, welcome to the fan club. Wow, that sounded pretty good. Not much, dude. Not much. Just another day. Just another day. Yes, Roland, you nailed it. That Spirit of Vengeance is a crap show. I think that's probably a good spot to start, shouldn't we? So, as you guys know, I tend to make a pay or pass video for every new HasLab. At least I have up till now. And I don't know if I'm even going to make a video for this debacle that is the whatever we're calling this mess, the engine of vengeance. I'm trying to bring up some pictures so I have something to talk about here. All right, there we go. All right. This is a mess. This is a hot mess. So let's talk. I kind of want to give like my opinion where I started on this and where I'm at now. So when this initially came out, my thoughts were, this is okay. I don't really care for the character. Like the only Ghost Rider I've read is like classic stuff. I've never read anything post like 2002. So I have no connection to the character, but I'm like, all right, that's pretty cool. You know, once you get all the tiers in there, this will be an all right value. I have completely come around on that and said, this is not all right. It's not good value. Like I go back and forth. Sometimes I'm like, hey, if you like it, get it. Other times I'm thinking like, listen, if you guys buy this now, they're going to know they own us. I've been very apologetic for Hasbro in the past about greed. And I've always pointed out that their publicly reported profit margins are steady year over year around 15%. Well, yesterday came quarterly earnings, and if I remember the correct number, they're up like 50%. What do you know? It's 50% growth from 15%, so it's probably like 20. Either way, that's coming out of our pockets, and that kind of sucks. So I think this is a perfect example of it. So I kind of want to say, no, do not go near this. And I'm not going to break down too much because I shared about a week ago an episode of the 3POA podcast where Bobby Valla broke this down, and he did it way better than I can. He's been in the toy business way longer than I have, but he used the Sentinel as a comp. Think about the working parts on the Sentinel. He broke it down, but there's the same number of working parts in one hand of the Sentinel than there are in the entire car here. So this thing's a ripoff is really what it comes down to. I think it's a joke. I think the fact that they went backwards on tiers is kind of funny. Like it was like, all right, 12,000. Oh crap. We can't change that. So let's put another tier at 10,000 because we've never seen them, to my knowledge. Have they ever gone backwards on tiers? I don't think they have. So yeah, what a hot mess. What a hot mess. Yeah, I can't even, I don't even know what else to say about it. It's just a mess. Now, I do want to say I feel bad for the Ryan, Dwight, and oh my God, why am I blanking? Not Brian, Dan Young. Oh, sorry, I had a moment there. I need more coffee. So yeah, those guys, they don't get paid off of this. They're just the public face of it, and they have to take the brunt of it. They can't share how they really feel. Maybe they think it's fair. I don't know. Maybe they think it's a ripoff, but they can't share and they got to keep up the face. So that's tough. Let's go to the comments and check in here. Ridley Cinema wants an update on Jedi Obi-Wan. So I believe the solids of him just shipped to me from Diamond. I think I saw that. So they should be here in the next 3 or 4 days, if I'm correct. I tend to read emails in bed in the morning, so sometimes I imagine things, but I'm pretty sure I saw that. Yeah, they say plastic, all right. They sure did. Hey, Tom's here. What's up, man? Chris, Black Series rolling in. I'm getting I'm a little behind on Black Series, actually. I've been getting Legends early of late, but not Black Series as much. I actually got the comic book, whatever they're called, the ones that open. I got Vader and Leia on the way, and all my Dark Troopers will be here next week too. So all the millions of you who ordered Dark Troopers, Mrs. Nerdy's got a lot of Dark Troopering to do. You guys really need to pay or pass. It's going to be so bad. Hasbro's already mad at me. They didn't invite me to PulseCon. I think they're mad at me. But hey, whatever. I'm gonna go hard one way or another. I'm not gonna be wishy-washy. I think the new Ironheart does look kind of stupid, but in fairness, that is based off of the design of the MCU, so it's not really, you can't really blame Hasbro for that one. Darth Blaze, what up? Man, I missed out on that Headless Horseman. I was having, like, I'm still looking for a job. For those of you who were here on the last live stream, I actually have 2 that I've made it to the final interview with 2 companies that, like, I'm like over the moon for. Like, I would love those jobs. I have another interview tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes. Say a little prayer if that's your thing. We're just passing good vibes. I'm really hoping that, you know, one of them at the very least makes the move. But anyway, yeah, because of that, I didn't pick up the Headless Horseman. But yeah, he is awesome. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, you couldn't get the Dodge Charger name. Like, I understand licensing is expensive, but how much could it possibly be? You think they would want to be associated with it? Plus, Marvel already, I know it's not Hasbro, but Marvel already licensed the Charger in the comic books to be able to draw it in there. Yeah, ladies, man, that's a great example. You know, there are other examples of cars, and I think the big thing is there's just not that many pieces to it when you kit it out. So it's messed up. Yeah, there have been, this one fell quicker than I thought. Like, I honestly, if you would have asked me before the early bird, before that early bird died, if you would have asked me, I would have told you that it's going to fund. It's going to hit a couple of tiers. Now, I don't think it's even funding. Like, this is, where are we at? Let's see. This is just disaster territory for them. And I'm not going to lie, it's kind of amusing in the sense that, like, I look at it as everyone, I'm trying to remember where the quote comes from, but it's one, I can't believe I'm forgetting a movie quote, but it's like, oh, it's Rorschach. Everyone's going to call out for help, and I'm going to say no. Well, this time it's all the collectors are saying no to Hasbro. Look at that. This was at 6,100 at one point, and that's good. I think that's a good thing. All right, let me see where I was here. Ivan, I sent you, if you're who I think you are, I sent you an email yesterday. I don't have a number or a voicemail or a message from you because I actually, if I don't get a message, I don't call it back if I missed a call, because I get, like, I'd say 75% of my calls on the work phone are, hey, did you know that your car insurance is about to expire? And I can't handle it some days. I just can't deal with them. Yeah, Chris, I'm trying to remember. Was Galactus after the Razor Crest? They were both good. They were both really good, but nothing since. Yeah, I'll tell you, that's all Walmart. Like, I was on the phone. That's a lie. Mrs. Nerdy was on the phone with NECA today. Like, NECA is not hard to deal with. They're a very easy company to deal with. You know, it's bad. Oh yeah. So Facebook groups are interesting. Like, It can go either way. You're either a negative crybaby or who's poor. That's the one extreme they'll tell you that you are. Or they'll say that you are just trying to get free stuff from Hasbro. The only group that's like super non-toxic like that is the Cabal. Shout out to Walter the Taco Man, Walter the Mad, who runs that. But it's a fantastic group. When are they making new gargoyles? That's a good question. I feel like they should be any day now. I should start seeing the Hudson wave coming in. I did just get in. I guess we can kind of go to what I got in a minute. But I got into Mummy Michelangelo and the Bride of Frankenstein April a couple hours ago. Yeah, now that we've seen, that's a great point, Randy. Now that we've seen how good they can be, it's really hard for them. Like they set the bar high. Yeah, they dropped the ball, brother. They really did. No Hudson yet. I would imagine if you're seeing him show up anywhere, I should have him soon. NECA is like 3 hours from me where they ship from, so. Thanks, Darth Blaze. I appreciate that. I really do. Unless the engine is lit up. Yep, it does. I don't think we're going to get new figures for Lord of the Rings just because they were such a disaster. They weren't a disaster, but they did not, in typical Toy Biz form, they flooded the market with them, and they're still not. They don't even sell for retail on the secondary market last time I looked. Oh, you talking about my, let me see if I can pull that up here. My Nerdzoic.com, the mystery box. There's only a few left. Only a few left. So anyone who wants a mystery box. So every one of them's guaranteed to either get the Moon Knight, the Doctor Strange. There's one Mafex Carnage in there, and that thing's going for like $300. And then there's everybody else who doesn't get one of those three gets a symbiote. By the way, I found out today this wave here, the Age of Ultron wave, is actually going to be shipping to me next week with my Dark Troopers. So I'll have that in stock soon. I know I'll have enough to fulfill all my pre-orders, and I'll still have some more in stock of everything except maybe Mr. Knight, ironically. Oh, we want to talk TVC. All right, I could talk some TVC. TVC got, what's the word I'm looking for here? They got jobbed out at HasCon or PulseCon. I don't know why I call it HasCon, but let's take a look. Let's look at the TVC. So I have some thoughts on TVC lately. So I'm big on, like you guys know, that's why I make the value videos. I'm big on reading the market and knowing value and just reading, just kind of studying history and trends. So here's what I'm thinking. In the 1970s, when inflation was going wild and gas prices were going wild, toys were in trouble. They couldn't afford to make the toys they always made, the 12-inch G.I. Joe style, the 7 or 8-inch Migos. They couldn't do it at a price that the consumer would buy it. That's one of the reasons that the 3.75-inch scale started. So now, history repeating itself, we're in a time where all of the gasoline's up, plastic prices up because of that, global inflation, supply chain inflation, which is going down tremendously, but it's still not where it was pre-pandemic. It makes me wonder if we're going to, like, right now we're in the age of the 6-inch figure. I wonder if that's going to continue to happen or if we're going to go backwards and see the age of the 3/4-inch figure. And I got to be honest, I don't hate the idea. It's just, how do you innovate with it? Like with Star Wars, I don't know. Like, yes, there are a couple, like a dozen or 2 dozen, maybe even 3 dozen of characters who've never been made. But once you've made all the characters, it gets hard, except for new media. But as we can see, we got Andor and Vel, I think that's her name, from the last, from HasLab. We're not HasLab, from PulseCon. And they were not exciting. So, yeah. Ivan, shoot me an email then, because I don't have it. I don't know what happened, and I don't want to leave you hanging, brother. I'll make sure I get back to you today. Yeah, Daddy Toddy Mac, the Todd father, Daddy Todd, whatever you want to call him. Yeah, we're never getting a USS flag. Although I wouldn't be shocked to see it in 375 inch. Dude, Randy, they don't even have people there anymore. Now it's all an auto caller, and then they connect you to a person. I'm not waiting long enough to yell. Chris, can you imagine? I was actually thinking, I was talking to somebody. Oh, I was talking to Amir over at Toy Snowman about how I was reading Hasbro's press release and how they really want to push through Pulse. And frankly, like, I think in the perfect world for them, me, Big Bad, all of us are out of business and they do it all. Like, I'm really big on trying to diversify out of just Hasbro product for my store because I'm not happy with the company in general, but they have the licenses, so it's hard. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see NECA get it. I love to see someone like McFarlane get it, but who knows? Our hope, at one point, we're going to have to really consider like petitioning Disney to say, hey, Hasbro sucks. Time to seek other licensees. Eric, I'm glad you got your Phobos. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad I was able to do free shipping. That's not going to be forever, but right now I'm able to. Jazzwares is great with what they knock out of the park, bud, Joseph, but they don't have great distribution or infrastructure set up. If you handed the Star Wars license to them, it would be a disaster because they don't have the infrastructure to do it. They don't have the infrastructure to distribute it, to make the figures. It'd be rough. I haven't heard of anything on Unarmored Ronin. Last I checked, it said October, and NECA's usually really close to their dates, give or take a couple weeks. So I imagine any week now. Here's the difference, though. The McDonald's toys are supply and demand. There's a low supply, so the demand is up. These things are print to order, so it's a big difference. Jordan with a great question. Do you think the sudden pump of tons of early in-stock figures is a sign that toy companies are worried for a recession in Q1 or Q2, trying to get people to pay now before the money is tight? That could be it. I don't think that's totally it. I think there's a couple reasons. One, when we say, I'm getting a call. Ivan, is this you from Philadelphia? If it is, hit me in the chat. I'll call you when I'm done. Anyway, yeah, so I don't see... Right now, it's really It's really Hasbro, right? Like McFarlane's hitting their dates, NECA's hitting their dates. Sometimes it seems like NECA's early, but really it's more that they're on time and we're just not used to it, that it seems like they're early. Hasbro's sandbagging it. So I think it's more a case of Hasbro wanting to pump out any figure with a plastic bubble before the new year. Like, I think, well, so basically the next 8 wave of Black Series with Darth Maul and Karga and the girl whose name I can't say, Ayala Sakura, the blue check, not good. That's going to be soon. All right, let's see. So I completely disagree with Retro Blasting on this. And it's really simple. So here's how I look at it from a business standpoint. No, they don't need to crowdfund. However, by crowdfunding, it does mitigate a lot of risk, because if they would not, it's a risk analysis. We would never get something like a Sail Barge or a Galactus or a Sentinel at normal retail because, one, normal retail doesn't want it. If you haven't noticed, they don't carry big things anymore. Shelf space is valuable. You're not going to fit 3 or 4 Sentinels in a Target. Then people say to me, well, what about like a Pulse? Well, then it comes down to, are you going to get the money back? It's a big investment and it's a huge risk. Doing the crowdfunding is less about getting the money up front and more about getting the locked in nature of, yep, you're stuck. Now you're getting it. That's why you also can't say, because a lot of people people cancel all the time, and it really makes things hard. Oh, yeah, you nailed it. It's going to continue to get worse. I got to try to catch up on comments here. Let's see. Hey, Claudio, how you doing? So, yes, I don't know what is going on with that. I would say to go clear your cookies. I actually had, I have my developer working on it as we speak. Let me see if it works here. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. That's really weird, but my developer is looking into it, and hopefully that'll be fixed in an hour or two. But for now, I would recommend like clearing your cookies or starting in a new browser. Mythic Legion. Have they shown a miniature scale? I mean, there's not much they do wrong, but I think the Andor figures are going to be actually a little bit later because they're in the cardboard boxes. Laser Pants from the 3POA podcast. Oh, it's my pleasure to share it, man. I really enjoyed that episode. Now I'm listening to you guys whenever you put a show up. Da, 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 da. And thank you for the shout out and thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. All right, what we got going on here? Yeah, I mean, the packaging sucks. Like, the packaging is a major, major issue. And like I said in my video about it, if you haven't watched it, they're playing chicken with us. They're not going to get rid of this packaging. They're not going to say anything about it. They're just going to pretend like everything's fine. And their QA has gone to hell. Like, it's gotten so much worse since they got rid of the windows. And it's not good. Like, I have replaced 2 Iron Spiders so far. I have one of the Spider-Mans from the Renew Your Vows pack that I need to replace, but I haven't gotten it in yet, so it's tough. It stinks. Chris, I hear you, and if I remember right, you're a Minty Fresh collector. I'm pretty sure I make sure I think you're the one who I'm thinking of with all the mint. So yeah, like, it sucks. Like, I don't want a box. Like, I get it. So people don't understand. I get it. There's so many people like in Facebook groups who are like, oh, the meme that goes around, not opening your toys is like not having relations with your girlfriend. You're just saving it for the next person. No, it's not. I love the way toys look in the package, but without a window, they suck. Greg's out on Star Wars. I got to tell you, the Star Wars PulseCon reveal sucked. Priced out of Hot Toys. I'm not even priced into them. Maybe one day I can afford them. That'll be a hell of a video one day. Got my first hot toy. Yeah, they can try to kill the secondary market. And to be honest, it's not hard. Just re-release the same figures that you already have molds for. But I don't know why they're weird about it. I think they're worried about making sure that they have a good supply of figures for the future. Like, if they blow all of their bullets in their gun in 1 year, then next year comes and it's like, oh, what do we do? We're already going to see that a little bit next year because they're like, oh, we don't got Spider-Man to count on. Oh, no. Now, McFarlane's not my pick for the Star Wars license. Get with the Four Horsemen. Anybody would be my pick. Who am I kidding? I'm going to try to get down here. Yeah, Mike, I saw it. It sucks. It really sucks. And I think they're going to do it they're cutting costs like crazy. You guys want an inside baseball peek. So last year, and if there's anybody who is a YouTuber or anything in the chat, let me know if I'm wrong on this. But last year, for PulseCon, they sent out these big ass boxes full of swag. And it wasn't like little swag. It was somewhere around $350 to $400 worth of retail price toys, like all figures. Like, I got the Cantina set, and I did giveaways or toys for tots for all of it except the Cantina set. That puppy's mine. And that's a big expense. They did it for like all these YouTubers. This year, at first, I thought, oh, I'm getting the snub from Hasbro. But looking around, nobody posted anything about getting them. So it looks like they didn't do that either. They're just cutting corners wherever they can. What do you guys think about Indiana Jones? I actually really like those figures. I thought they were really cool. I don't know why Game of Thrones figures never took off. Like, that's kind of a surprise to me. I think it's more of a thing where that audience is just not toy collectors. at least the bulk of it. Like there's some, like I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. In fact, I'm on book 3 right now. I started reading the books for the first time about a month ago. I think it's great. I don't think Star Wars is a dead brand. I think Star Wars is a brand that's in trouble. I think Star Wars is like, if you could compare it to something, think about where G.I. Joe was in like 2008, 2009. They weren't able to move the product. Or He-Man. Oh, talk about something that was dead, made a comeback. If someone told you 10 years ago that we would get an Eternia playset, would you think it's even possible? Yeah, it's a shame. I really like Six Sense figures, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. Oh, yes, season 7 and 8. Season 7 of 8 of Game of Thrones actually didn't happen. That was a fan fiction. Totally a fan fiction. All right, I want to show you guys a couple of things here. Da-da, da-da. All right, new arrivals. Let me just show you guys some stuff, because what kind of a marketing person would I be if I didn't? All right, so da-da-da-da. Mystery box. We're down to like 7 or 8 of them if you want a shot at this. April as Bride of Frankenstein just showed up today. Mikey just showed up today. I have some tarantulas that just showed up the other day. Keep an eye out, guys, on some stuff for Hasbro. I have been getting some killer deals with Hasbro stuff. And I pass the deals on, obviously. Like, you know, these things here, 40% off, 50% off, 50% off. I'm just going to rename myself Ollie's, because I'm able to, like, basically you're able to, if you're in the biz, get in on these liquidations and buy things in bulk. And I've been doing that, so I've been able to pass on some deals. I got some more big ones coming, so just keep an eye out. Oh my God, I would love to see the short circuit license. Your mother's a snowblower. That'd be so cool. Yeah, they won't even have them at specialty stores in the UK soon unless they buy them at retail, because only Pulse is going to have them, which I think that's what they want to do in the US too eventually. They just can't do it because they're not good enough. They don't have the logistics skills for it. I feel like Indiana Jones will have... Yeah, Indiana Jones is going to be a short run. There's no doubt about it. But I think they'll probably milk it too far, because that's what they do. Like, I think the retro line looks like garbage. I didn't even buy it for the store. But the Build a Ark of the Covenant, love it. Well, hey, Angry Liquid. Hell of a name. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Your question, do you think Hasbro doesn't just do a cut out of the cardboard like Transformers figures? I'm no longer buying. So I did an interview with Hasbro about 8 or 9 months ago. And when I did it, I pointed out a specific figure of theirs. It was the Skywalker Strikes figure. When they put this out, you were able to go and open the figure, and it was like Velcro, and it had no plastic. It was just open cardboard. And they said, we're having a lot of complaints from retail that the people are taking the heads off of things and just leaving them. And I'm just like, what do you think's going to happen when you don't have boxes? And it's rough, man. Friend of the channel, Earl, who may or may not be a Target employee, he has told me that, like, they've actually talked about putting the he has a name for them, like the security spiders on the toys because of people opening them. And now it's not just people with bad intentions opening things. There's collectors like us who are just don't want to deal with the headache, who are opening it just to make sure what's supposed to be in there is in there. Yeah, it's crazy. Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, I have some good prices right now because, like I said, I got some deals. There's more coming in. For you Marvel Legends collectors, I think. So basically, the way this works is I'm ordering off of code names. So I could be wrong about what I'm getting. So I ordered a bunch of stuff. I'm looking for it now. All right. So I have whole solid waves coming next week, I think. and they'll be $99 a wave. So 7 figures in a Build-A-Figure for 99 bucks, baby. No one can beat that. James, I cannot agree more. As a business person, there's no chance in hell I would be giving out that much stuff like that. Like, it doesn't work. And frankly, I think they also figured out that people see right through it. They see right through YouTubers who are just like, Hasbro's amazing. Here's my free stuff. So I think Hasbro figured out, like, oh, this doesn't work. 20th anniversary cap, probably not. I actually bought extra of those thinking that I wanted to hold them long term. And I got to be careful because I can only hold so much long term. Part of long term holds in the toy business is also your mistakes, what you overorder. So I tried to overorder that, but they still sold out. Yes, sir. I carry all G.I. Joe classifieds. I, in fact, have a ton in stock right now. And I believe I'll have, well, there's not much that I was able to get for G.I. Joe at clearance, but I do have Lady J for like 15 bucks. That was the best I could do. I can't believe they're putting Harrison Ford in a new indie movie, but I'm really looking forward to getting Short Round or the Small Fry. I forget. I'm looking forward to getting him, Sean Connery, so that I can repeatedly take the toy and be like, we're named the dog, Indiana. Your name was Junior, like repeatedly. Yeah, well, that's because Hasbro, I don't see an issue with it. Like, it's just like Mephisto. Ugh, speech blunder there. I don't, like, you guys know, I've said in a couple of videos, like, you know, I'm a Christian, I got a pretty strong faith. I don't have a problem with a plastic Mephisto devil. It's a comic book character, and it's not like he's being used as a good guy. It's a villain. They're supposed to be evil. Think back to wrestling in the old days. In the 50s, every bad guy wrestler was a Japanese guy. In the 80s, it was Iran. Then it was Iraqi. Like, it's just how it worked. It's just typical. It's typical, and I don't have an issue with it. That's true, but here's the thing. Ordering online, I think it's actually good for stores like mine, online stores, because you don't have to really worry about returns. Like, I don't think I've ever had a return of a figure for anything other than package damage. So it's easy. I don't have returns, so you don't have to worry about something else being in there. And mine come direct, so it's, you know, you don't have to worry about it. No, I don't think Hasbro's trying to get people to do other lines. I think it's just money. I think it's a lot cheaper to make these. I know it's a lot cheaper to make these closed packages, and they're making a crap ton of money while raising the price. Yeah, it's sad about Hooded Cobra Commander. I'll have to show you guys some pictures, though. My buddy, who's like a ridiculous painter, he bought an extra Cobra Commander the other day, and he's going to swap the head with a 3D printed hooded head and do a full repaint. I'm really looking forward to see how it goes. Spider Rat, that's what it was. I knew Spider was in there. I think, I don't know, someone's going to finish those books. There's too much money not to. Even when George R.R. dies, someone's going to eventually. So one of the things I've actually heard is that Hasbro is getting a lot of complaints from Walmart and Target about this, that they're not happy with it. So if there's anybody who's going to have the ability to knock Hasbro off of their high hill, it's Walmart and Target. So for once, I'm actually hoping they get through with something. I'm assuming Cosmic Legion. So I actually saw them. I saw them last week. I was with the Horsemen at a con. So they had painted samples. So these were hand painted samples that they got in from the factory. Let me see if I can find an exact date for you, because they're really good at keeping us up to date. Next thing that we have coming in from Four Horsemen, though, I can tell you, Four Horsemen Cosmic. Next thing we have coming in is what the heck is it? Well, first off, Legion Builders. Legion Builders have a street date of October 31st because we haven't got them all in yet. Like for me, I have them. I have everybody but the half giant and the accessory pack, but those will be October 31st. Krampus will be shortly after. They're saying that we should have him before December. Cosmic Legions, early Q1 for Cosmic Legions Book 1. And then Poxus, they're looking at late or sometime in Q2. Cosmic Legions Book 2 is mid 2023. So we're getting there. Yes, sir. I got quite a deal coming for you. So I have, it's older waves, obviously, but it's going to be the Captain America Flight Gear wave, Crimson Dynamo, Reintra, Colossus, Age of Apocalypse. There was another, but I forget what it is. Oh, the Watcher Build-A-Figure. So I should have all of them for $100 is the plan, assuming it is what I think it is in the box. No Eternals waves. I don't think the Eternals. So, funny story. I bought 3 cases of the Eternals for the store because I was afraid that I was going to drive off customers who are completionists. I sold everything except I have 1 Icarus figure left. And I'm going to give it to Toys for Tots because I don't know what else to do with it. I don't feel like it's right to put one of those in a mystery box because they're garbage. You called the new retro Ghost Rider. Did I? I don't know. I was thought we have a retro Ghost Rider coming out too. I'm pretty pumped for that. I don't know. I haven't seen them available to me yet. I know that they're going to have one that's a fan channel exclusive, but that might have been, I think that was just for Christmas. I don't think the Halloween figures are available to the fan channel. You know what I do have coming in? It actually might be upstairs. Let me see if I got a notice for it. For anybody who wants Mojo, ironically, he shipped to me yesterday. So he should be here today. No, I haven't got the delivery yet, but Mojo will be here today for anybody who wants a Mojo. Listen, I don't know how much control Hasbro has over this, but if I am anybody in Diamond Select, I am banging the table to reprint that figure from the Diamond Select Mephisto. Like, come on. That's a good point. Spawn's been in retail forever. Yes, sir. If you watch my Star Wars video, my Why I Love Star Wars video, I talk about it a little bit. What waves do you have coming that you just mentioned? So coming very soon that I have, let's see. Marvel Legends, we'll start there. I have the Infinity Ultron wave. That'll be in stock mid next week. Dark Troopers for Star Wars. I completely forget what I'm getting for Transformers next week. Nothing for G.I. Joe next week. NECA, I just got Michelangelo Mummy and April Mummy, and I should have something else next week. I'll get more RoboCops in next week, too. And top of my head, that's the next couple of things. Hey, so there was actually a guy at this con I was at last week, and his show special was he was selling cases of 4 Masterverse for $30. 4 figures for $30. I regret not buying one because they look pretty good. My buddy bought one, and now I'm like, damn it, I should have. So if you can get them cheap, that's pretty awesome. That's what I would do. Yeah, they should. I mean, the year's almost over, Roland. Like 2022 is just about done. I'm surprised we didn't get a new Danny catch for that. I can't speak English. Ace. Big nerdy. How do you get those Excaliburs? It's pretty cool, ain't it? Listen, I give you a story. Here's how it happens. I got a guy down at the docks. His name's Vinny. Vinny calls me every once in a while, middle of the night. He goes, yo, Big Nerdy, I got another truck. And I say, yo, Vinny, what's going on? And he says, listen, there's some Excalibur things in here. It looks like a British Captain America or something. And I say, okay, man, well, pay off the driver and we'll be good. It's something like that, right? No, it's not like that. I just got connections. Stalker. Yeah, I should be getting that wave. Like, I would think soon. It hasn't. I haven't seen it. Let me see if I can get an update from one of these distributors. For whatever reason, I'm usually like 2 or 3 weeks behind on all the new GI Joe stuff. I think it's just bad luck. Like, the way it's been lately is I get Legends before anyone, Star Wars the same time as everyone, and then GI Joe a week behind. No, nothing yet. So hopefully next week we'll see them. Motor Master. I wasn't planning it because I don't have good luck with that, but maybe I'll get some. Congrats on the Retro Lizard. Yeah, so I actually priced it out because I was trying to figure out how to price these things. I looked on 411 if for the entire set, if you bought them at auction at their cheapest, the cheapest set was, I think, the what wave was it? It was the Reintra Doctor Strange wave was 140. So I'm $40 under that. Man, I would love to do international shipping, but it's really hard because you would get charged an arm and a leg. What I really need to do is like find somebody who wants to open their own brand in Nerdzoic in another country, help them get up and running, and have them run it. But that's hard. Family's doing good. I'm doing good, better than I was last time we talked. Let's put it that way. But yeah, doing pretty good. Hoping to find a job soon. Other than that, yeah. Sean, I haven't sold any Masters of the Universe because I've had no luck with Mattel. Mattel's margins are even lower than the notoriously low Hasbro and McFarlane margins. And it's just not worth the risk of holding on to that stock that I haven't been able to do it. I would have to charge even more than Big Bad to not lose my butt in it. Bingo. I know when things fall off the back of a truck. Yeah, they screwed up with the timing on that one. I don't think any store sells wrestling well with an audience like mine. If you notice, Dorkside doesn't carry wrestling. Big Bad started carrying wrestling, but it's very little. They don't carry everything, and it's in the background. And EE, same thing as Big Bad. I think it's more that like Ringside owns the market, and anyone who wants them goes to Ringside. They don't want to go to some place called Nerd or Toy. It's crazy. I can't find my coffee. Do I think the toys I think look great on indie? Do I think the movies are going to suck? Probably. They're going to probably be god awful. But I think the toys will be pretty good. Silver Space Ranger, huh? I have no luck on. It's funny. Power Rangers, unless they're Mighty Morphin, I don't sell that many. John Latella, I hope I'm saying that right. How do I keep my prices so low? I make very little money. I make all of my money on volume. Right now, it's really hard to even tell how much money I make because there's so much that goes into it, like what's in stock, what's not in stock, what was pre-order money, what was shipping money. I have a rough estimate, and it's good enough for one salary. But I'm able to increase my margins by doing YouTube. So my YouTube money counts towards the business, so it helps me keep the prices low. And also buying in bulk and sometimes buying at discount so I can do it. It's hard. It's really hard. But I didn't want to be like, there's stores out there like Toy Wiz that sell like new stuff. Like I don't want to change prices on things just because I know I can get it. I just don't want to be that guy. I'd rather try to deal in bulk, you know? Now, I think we're going to see Indiana Jones, the lowest one being the retro. I don't think they're going to try too much past that. I did not get a Serpenta. Oh, yeah. Renegade looks like you might have just got here, but yes, they totally screwed that. Hydro Stomper looks great. I love that thing. I still got a couple of them in stock, and I didn't clearance them out because I think someday people are going to love them. It's amazing you found the Venom Pool Carnage. I'm waiting for another shipment of them. I have 96 of them on order. I just hope someday they come in. Probably. I'm trying to get my name out there. Like it seems like we've peaked as far as sales go. Like we do pretty much the same for like it used to be like a good way to judge our sales is like what we sell on something as soon as it comes in. And it seems like we've like flatlined a little bit. So I got to try to find new people. And I don't know anything about ads. All I know is YouTube. Maybe I got to get on some of these other social things. Oh, I think we'll definitely get another classified HasLab. Probably in like June or July would be my guess. They'll probably do it yearly. I don't know if June's always the G.I. Joe month, but it was this year. So it wouldn't shock me if they did that again. Oh, someone just bought 4 Michelangelo mummies. He likes a mummy. I appreciate that. I really do. I really, really do. Scrap iron. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, Instagram, I've been trying to learn it. You know, I feel like I'm not like I don't know. Like I always thought of Instagram as like, oh, that's where the models go, not where you sell toys, you know? That's not a bad idea. People get mad when you do it yourself, though. If I go in and make posts, sometimes people get mad, even though I'm offering them great deals. Oh, Manny, I'm glad you love those NECA gargoyles. They are awesome. Watch them do a HasLab for Trouble Bubble. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them if they thought there was a shot in hell. Which one's a Walmart exclusive, Rob? I didn't know there was a Walmart exclusive Black Panther. I thought the only one we got was the Legacy Collection one of I forget his name, the one who passed away, and the one for the movie. Oh yeah, those are in today too, Black Panther figures. But I think shockingly they're all pre-sold until my next run. Yeah, I've got a couple of Surters sitting there too. Isn't the Crimson Guard 6-pack on sale still at Nerdzoic? Let's see. Oh, it's pre-sold out. I didn't even realize I did. Yeah, there's a very good chance it comes back. I just want to make sure I have enough first. I'll have to double check and see that I do. I think I do. Yeah, it's kind of funny that they did that. Like, that was such a dumb move. You think they'd be smarter than that. I have the single Mojos coming in stock today for anyone looking for them. Matthew Woods, new member. Thank you. Much appreciated. Galactus was an awesome HasLab. You know what my biggest disappointment with Galactus is? I don't know where to put him. Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider's not for a while yet, but let's see if I can find out a rough estimate. It's so hard with Hasbro because of the fact that they're making things up. They say January, so I wouldn't be shocked if we see it before Christmas. Thanks, brother. I will definitely do that with you again. It's a good old time. Can you do a... How can you do a 50th anniversary? Yeah, I know. It's kind of interesting how they chose that. The Not Evil Evil collector is back. Do I buy other people's collections? I do not at this point. My plan was when I buy a store and actually have a physical location, maybe, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen. Like, one of the reasons someone asked earlier how I can keep prices so low, doing this out of our house keeps prices low. Like, our overhead is minimal. And with me going back to work, Mrs. Nerdy is the employees, everything. And honestly, she pretty much is now. I'm just promotions. And I make the decision on how much to buy of things. So she, yeah, I hope that answers the question. Oh, no, I didn't answer the question. Sorry, I went brain dead for a moment. She can't value things like I can. Like, she can't look at this and say, I can pay this much or I can pay that much. And honestly, I'm kind of uncomfortable with it to a certain degree, because in order for it to work, I have to pay about half of what I think I can get for it. And, you know, that rubs people the wrong way. Like, what do you mean? If this, I can get $100 for this. I'm like, yeah, but what, you think I'm just going to pay you $100 so I can sell it for $100? You know what I mean? I thought about it, James. I've actually started to try to get into the Pokemon / Magic the Gathering scene. I know nothing about either, but they seem like great markets to be in. But it's hard to get product, as I'm seeing now. Looking for first order TIE fighters. Are you talking the Black Series one? I don't know anyone offhand, but I'm surprised you can't find them relatively cheap, actually. Especially in beat up boxes if you're army building them. Defenders of the Earth Wave 2. Let's see if NECA has an update. That can't be it. No, that's wave 1. That's why that's not right. October. So any week now. Yeah, I need a cosmic display. It would just be him. And yeah, it would just be him. He's going to go on my Fantastic Four display that doesn't exist. I do not collect 1/6 scale figures solely because of money, but I'm actually thinking about getting into it just because, you know, as space runs low, I'd rather get something awesome that takes up less space. So, yeah, I don't think I will for a long time. If I ever open a store, it's going to be in conjunction with a restaurant, because that's what my background's in, to help balance out the profits and the overhead. Oh, if you're talking about those Black Panther ones, you and me both, brother. I can't sell them things. So, fun story. My main dealer, when they sold them to me, they told me they were retro Black Panther figures, and I'm like, oh, okay, they're going to be on a retro card. And I was even thinking maybe they're going to redo that. I think it was Wave 1 Black Panther that's so sought after, and then we got those. I had 20 cases ordered. I paid the fee and canceled 10 of them. It was awful. Minimum markup is 100%. Yeah, on non-licensed stuff, I can imagine. I wish I could do 100% here. Woo! Try 22 to 25. Friends got me to buy. Yeah, I'm slowly learning them. I feel like I'm kind of a slow learner, though, so... Pokemon's not dumb, though. They're not going to overprint. Yeah, but that's probably... So this gentleman's talking about putting some kind of a security tape on figures, but Hasbro won't do it because he'll probably talk an extra like 3 cents. SDCC. Which one's that? You're gonna have to remind me. Which line do you plan on dropping next year? Well, I dropped wrestling. I dropped Funko Pop. They're not coming back. I'm on the. I think I've gone to the point where I'm only buying Mighty Morphin for Power Rangers, and that's it. I'll keep everything else. Everything else does well. Like obviously Marvel, GI Joe, Star Wars, awesome. NECA, awesome. Four Horsemen, awesome. Diamond Select, awesome. I'm more looking into trying to find other things. David displays model behavior in the house. The UK Shartimus Prime. That's the nickname I'm giving you. I want you to start introducing yourself as that. Dude, I was thinking that during the I figured they were going to have some kind of a group, like a bunch of influencers. They just had Shartimus and Carbon Scoring. I thought they would have a bunch of them there. At PulseCon, I thought I was just excluded. So I was going to try to get you and Anthony's, or is it Anthony's Customs? Yeah, so we could just kind of be like the bad boys of toys, the people that they hate. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a live, brother. It's been a while. I don't do them often. Nah, Dark Trooper should move easy enough, but they're hitting the market really hard. The print run on them is monstrous. They're going to be a slow mover, slow, steady mover. The toy business, huh, Dave? I got all sorts of toy business inside scoops. Yeah, me either. They're mad at me. Yeah, I hear you, man. It's a bad. It's bad. It was interesting seeing that he's not backing the HasLab. I didn't watch the video to hear his reasons. I mean, I agree with him completely. But I think he's a smart guy, and I don't think this is the reason he made this opinion, but he's not going to get left on the bus. That's a bad bus. Right now, it's a bad bus. It ain't good. It ain't a good bus to be on. What's my take on the rectangular? I think the man's a genius in some ways. Like clearly the guy either is like in cahoots with somebody deep, and he's got like a deep throat inside Marvel or inside Hasbro. There's no doubt about it. Like he's got somebody who calls him with like a voice changer and says they're releasing another Dark Phoenix figure. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, well, guys, I know we're talking a lot about the HasLab, but it's done. It's over. It's finished. Finished. Ta-da. Cobra Viper Street Pack. I don't have any. I have Alley Vipers, but not regular Vipers. Will I be doing Valaverse? I'd like to, but Bobby's a small company. So his prices are pretty expensive and the margins aren't great. So it's a really hard investment for me to swing right now unless I'm buying in crazy bulk. And I don't think I can move that much of his stuff. I'd love to figure out a way to do it, though. Like maybe I'll drive to wherever he does his stuff and grab it. But yeah, I would love to. Rambo, I really enjoy Anthony's Customs too. So when I first before I started the channel, when I first started getting into Legends collecting and trying to figure out like what I wanted to collect exactly, I really enjoyed like his are by far my favorite reviews as far as like actual reviews of should I get it. It's the only ones that I think are truly, well, that's a lie. I think his are the most trustworthy. I think that oh my goodness. The Amazing does great, and Jay, what the heck is his name? Oh my God, Jay Hernandez. I love Jay Hernandez's reviews. And of course, there's that guy in England, Dave something. His are pretty good. They're not bad. I haven't listened. I don't think I've listened to the most recent 3POA podcast, but I listened to the one where he broke down the HasLab. That was awesome. Articulated Ninja is just, I don't think I know who Articulated Ninja is. I'm gonna have to look into that. Listen, it's a slim line between negativity and honesty, and it's hard because you start building biases and you start having like a bias perception, and yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to continually be objective when something that you care about is continually getting crapped on and you start going in with jaded glasses. So it's tough. Robo's fantastic. I don't really consider his figures reviews. Like, does he give a rating or does he give a buy or don't buy? He's just fun to hang out with. Robert, I'm glad to hear that I have surpassed the dork side for you. We try. I love paying for. I think it's a great thing. Whoa, I'm trying to just get me on the screen. All right, there we go. Not heard about Mad About Toys either. Yes, that was insanely awesome and fantastic. Yeah, I would love to sit down with Bobby. I feel like I have a particular set of skills, interview skills specifically. I love to sit down with Bobby and pick his brain and put together a video on some things that everybody wants to know about what goes on there behind closed doors, but they don't even know they want to know it. Like, I have some great questions I want to ask him. Dude, I just found out that Pixel Dan's a wrestler. I didn't know that he was like in indies. That's like my dream. I'm way too fat for it, but that would have been like my dream. That guy is living my dream right now. I just want to go down to an indie show and I'll be like a heel ring, like a manager, and I'll even take chair shots. Come on. No, I didn't buy any his tanks. I was too like, I don't. They were $300, right? Like, I would have probably sold them for $550, but I just couldn't do. I just didn't feel right, like charging. Not that I don't feel wrong. I didn't. Let me rephrase that. I don't feel bad charging that much, but I didn't feel right putting that much money into Hasbro for a year and a half when cash flow is always tough. Do 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 do. Hey, I'm always down. Me and David, we had one live stream together. The only problem we have is hooking up on time zones. But yeah, he's awesome. I don't know if Shart would do it. He's a what's the word I'm looking for here? He keeps to himself. He's big time Shart. Yeah, but he was in England. He was an English or a British indie wrestler. I imagine that's a lot like he's getting the hell kicked out of him, like in the Blackpool Combat Club, wherever they are. Just imagine him getting the snot kicked out of him while his trainer, Jake Roberts, stands there and says, "Good job, kid. Don't forget to pay me." Yeah, I've heard about Retro Blaster's point. I don't agree with them, but I see where he's coming from. That's funny. So that means a couple of things. If Hasbro had one to get, or if BBTS had one hunter to give you, either someone returned it, or, and this is something that toy stores do, I don't do it because of space, I don't have the room to do it. They hold back things that they think are going to be valuable later, and then they sell them for a higher price later. So I would not be shocked to see hunters show up eventually in stock for like $50. My disagreement. All right. So I get everybody's point that it's $1 billion company. They don't need the money. And I agree. They don't need the money. But I look at it as less about getting the money up front and more about risk mitigation. Yes, having that money up front helps a lot. but they don't need it. They are a publicly traded company. They got all the cash flow they need. Getting it up front does help, though. But what it's more important for is it allows them to guarantee and lock in the demand for an item. Otherwise, they're just shooting a fart in the wind as to how many are actually going to sell. Do you think that you'd sell this many Sentinels if they put it out at mass retail? No, because of a couple reasons. One, if they said, all right, well, how many Sentinels sold? 24,000? If they made 24,000 Sentinels, they would be screwed because people would wait, first of all, for it to go on clearance. Everyone always does that with big things, right? Big stores wouldn't want it. Target, Toys R Us would want Toys R Us, Target, Walmart would want nothing to do with it. And they'd end up with a lot of extras. And then it would be, all right, we just lost a ton of money. So the HasLab basically locks people in. So it is important. It's not like they're using the money to fund making it. It's just a nice bonus. I didn't know there was that many YouTuber wrestlers. This amuses me. Yeah, I heard license fees are around 20%. I love that. That's one of those questions I love to hear about. Hold on. I love to know that from Bobby. Ladies, man, Shartimus just made a community post saying retro basting. Who's he lying about? I'm really curious. We got toy YouTuber drama again. Toy YouTuber drama is always interesting. I'm always like on the outside of it with my coffee or my beer, depending on what time of day it is, going, how's that tier list going? Whew. Ladies, man, I'm wanting to hear this. Da, 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 da. I didn't know about a Nolan McFarlane wave. I do know if you guys want some inside McFarlane stuff, I can give you some inside McFarlane news. I got some really good ones, actually. No, I don't have a problem with Eternia's price. Look at that monstrous thing. That thing looks expensive as hell. What community post? I am so confused. I want to see what happens. I want to see the toy drama with the toy llama. I want someone to fight with me so that I can do a reaction vid, but I want to do the entire thing as like a 1980s Ultimate Warrior promo and be like, retro blasting when the towers come up and I come down from the highest plane. That's just a preview of my Ultimate Warrior. Matthew, it's toy YouTuber drama llamas. I didn't know Shart had a second channel. Why? I don't get that. All right, Toddy Mac news. So two things. I don't know if you guys heard, but the MSRP of his figures are going up, which we all knew was coming eventually. So the standard $19.99 is going to $22.99. $22.99. Then there is is there a Shartimus and David live stream that I'd watch? Also, it looks like somebody you guys already knew, but we got a Batman 89 Batmobile coming. It's going to be somewhere around $75. So $75 for a 7-inch scale Batmobile. You can sign me up all day. Yeah, if someone told me that, I'd probably be like, what? No, I guess I kind of agree. Especially if it's a non-toy channel, yeah, they wouldn't want to deal with that. That makes sense. What he should do is just change the name on his main channel and just be like, hey, now I'm Sharp or now I'm Russ Reviews Toys. Rather than starting over again. Like, don't lose all that juice you got. Oh, yeah, Dave does, without a doubt. I'm not surprised Dave's live streaming with him. I'm surprised that Sharp is making the time to live stream with Dave. That's the shocker to me. Renegade Biker out. Peace. 1 p.m. today. It's 2. Oh, you guys are talking about crazy times. I might have to go over there and watch this stuff. Ooh, almost cursed. Not from the new movie on the Batmobile, but it is coming from the 89 Batman. A comment with a weird red line. I don't know. I don't see it on my end. Did I get retro blasted? I hope I got retro blasted. I won't be left out. Yes, I do carry Transformers. It's one of my slower sellers right now, but it's starting to pick up. Legion Con is a probably. I want to make it. It depends on the new job situation. A punchable face. I feel like I got a punchable face. I've been punched enough. I broke my nose a few weeks ago. That was fun. I still feel weird. Like that hurts a little. Colt Kid, you did a super chat? I didn't see it. You see me? Oh, there it is. I'm sorry, brother. I didn't see it at all. That was like 4 minutes ago. It didn't show up on my screen. Thanks for NECA Street Scene. That's awesome. Mafex Marvel figs not made yet. Ooh, I can't. I'm blanking, but there's a million, right? Like, I'm really excited for the comic Thor that's coming out. Let me think about that one. Let me think. No. Oh, this is easy. I don't think they've done a Daredevil, and if they have, I want a yellow Daredevil and Punisher. There's my Mafex I like to see made from Marvel. How'd I break my nose? My son broke my nose. So I got rigged into coaching baseball. It's always interesting, but he has this weird. Let me see if I can show you. He's got this weird sidearm throw where he looks like he's both sidearming and throwing a shot put. And he goes like this, and then pushes it. So his elbow's always down here. So I was trying to get him to get his elbow up. So I held my hand out. So he's facing that way. I'm right here. And I hold my hand out to the side of him and say, okay, throw over my hand. And we've been doing it for weeks. I don't know if he was nervous or what, but he let go of the ball and it just slammed right into my nose at point blank range. And it just busted me wide open. It was fun. I don't know anything about third-party Transformers. I'd love to learn more. I'll sell anything with a decent margin that is a decent product. Panel with spect. Where's this at? Send me this stuff, guys. I want to watch the toy YouTuber drama. Guys are interesting. It's IKEA. It's the real wood IKEA shelf. Yeah, so I believe it's the DC Classic scale well. They're actually sculpted, if you go back far enough, by the Four Horsemen, the Mattel ones from, I think it's either the late 20-aughts or the early 2010s. Nah, McFarlane will never do 6-inch scale. He's stuck in that 7-inch for life. I don't even know what Cosmos are. Yeah, it's going to be a heck of a deal. I only bought 6 for the store because I'm always worried with McFarlane stuff. As much as I like his stuff, it seems like 1 out of every 10 or 20 releases is a total stinker that I can't move. Whereas with Marvel, even if it's a stinker, someone will buy it eventually. With them, not as much. Da, 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 da. Geek Dad Life is cool. I don't know about this community, but I've listened to him on Sunday nights a few times. Pretty good. Yeah, he might have taken a shot, but he was like, "Oh, are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm not okay. You broke my nose." Felt like Rocky in the first movie. Yeah, I don't know. Like, here's the thing. Like, when it comes to online bullying, I think there's a level where you got to just rise above. And I think that at the same time, we got to be respectful. You got to be respectful of people. I don't know of anybody who's like bullying with it. If you're saying, "Yeah, you're an idiot for doing this," yeah, that's not nice. However, what I will say is, what I think is fair to say is, hey, listen, if you buy this HasLab, not saying you should or you shouldn't, but what it will do is empower more situations like this in the future. Never heard of 5K Toys. Love to learn more. Spectre's an interesting one. I've watched a lot of his videos because I know he is uh inside on the toy biz. And I really enjoy a lot of the stuff he has to say. I've heard a lot of drama though, like not specifics. I've literally just heard there's a lot of drama like that. See, Chris, it's hard to be virtually bullied, but if you get people who like, if you're already in a bad state and enough bad things, I think calling it bullying is hard, but it's hard to get virtually bullied, but it still happens, especially, I don't want to say if you're weak, but if you're like not mentally tough enough to just say, screw you, whatever. And that happens. Like when I first started doing YouTube, man, it wasn't bullying, but when someone said something, I would take it so personally. Like one time, one guy said, "Where does your nose hair end and your mustache begin?" And I was like really upset by it. But now I'm like, whatever. I don't care. Yeah, it's weird how that works. I think you start getting a thick skin very quickly. I didn't realize that the Batman 66 line was 6-inch. Is it really? Nah, they're not restocking, and I will not be carrying it. They actually they didn't open it to retailers. There's a chance they do a retailer exclusive version like they did with Krampus, but as of right now, it's just there's a chance from when I talked to them the other day. Do I ever get pushback for carrying other lines? Never. Never. I'll sometimes get questions like, how do you feel about our line compared to other lines? How's it sell? Do you feel like our prices are competitive? How do you feel about our distribution as far as when things show up? How is the condition when it gets there? But that's it. I actually have an account with Joy Toy. I thought about buying some, and I still might eventually, specifically the Warhammer stuff. And I might even get the G.I. Joe stuff that's exclusive to China. But it's really hard to get over here, man. It is really hard to get over here and be able to sell it for a good price. Jeffrey, thank you for the new follow. Keep up the hustle. You got it, brother. I have watched that Junkman. In fact, I was on a live stream with him like a year and a half ago where it was Toy Jeopardy, and I got like toasted because it was all classic toys and I didn't know crap. They're asking stuff about like sectars, and I'm like, I remember sectars. I don't remember what the 8th figure in Wave 2 was. I don't think we're ever going to see the Blackbird, even though I did say we would. If we didn't get it this year, I don't think we're gonna. I'll probably I won't be here that late anyway, but I'm gonna go watch those still. I want to see how they do. Is that on Dave's channel or Sharts? I didn't get any Serpentors with chariots. I am hoping, probably not going to happen, but I'm hoping that Vinny down at the docks is able to unearth some for me. Don't know if that's going to happen. There's not that many of them. They didn't make those in big supply for whatever reason. I don't know. I'll have to check out 5K Toys. I'm very curious. I'm going to write that down. I did. I was like, there was blood everywhere. It was not fun. It was not fun. But I went home, got the bleeding to stop, and came back and finished coaching. But I'll tell you what, My head and my face hurt for a while. It happens, Jimmy. Yeah. Yeah, I think Scott's retro blasting, right? I don't have an issue with him one way or another. I don't agree with everything he says, like I already said here. I think he's already passionate about toys. I'll give him that. I got the Indiana Jones. Yes, sir. I didn't get the retro ones because I feel like they look like garbage and they're a ripoff, but I got all the other stuff. I don't know Elite Legends at all. At all. I did watch the video where they did the action figure tier list. I saw the initial video where he said, I don't know what I'm talking about characters, but he called me a genius at values. It was very interesting. I have a video coming out where I mention it, but basically, not a genius. I just can read trends. They're not that hard. I'm just interested in it. And I'm also not a complete idiot when it comes to content. So I made a lot of flubs early on because I was new to like Marvel's comic universe. Like I was like, hey, look, it's Wrecking Crew. Like I thought that was the name of the wrecker. And I did a couple other dumb things, but like, come on, don't hold that against me. Shart said all I do is talk about money and he's not about the money, which I was like, okay, buddy. More Venom and Null 2-packs will be in stock next week. Get retro blasted, huh? Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if my nose looks a little funny. My wife's like, should we go get it reset? And I was like, nah, it's been broke enough times where it doesn't matter at this point. Next Marvel HasLab, what would I do? Oh, that's a great question. So I really like the Blackbird at $400. I thought that was doable. It would obviously not be perfect to scale, but good enough. So outside of that, you know what I would really like? And they won't ever do it because it's not the price point they want, but I would love to see a really well done Giant Man. But what I would like is him in various sizes then. So obviously I would want like a 32-inch Giant Man with a regular size Giant Man and then a mini size Giant Man, like a whole Giant Man thing. Saying / Ant-Man. I would be totally cool for that. But it would need to be priced at $200 for it to be worth a damn. And you'd have to get a ton of stuff with it, not just a Giant Man figure. You can get the Build-A-Figure that Toy Biz did, and it's still a great Build-A-Figure for like $150. So that's why I'm saying 200, but it would have to have a lot. Ooh, third-party Venom. That's interesting. I have to check that out. Yeah, my nose has been broke a couple times, and I actually had surgery in 2011 to reset up here because my breathing is goofy. And I did it, went through the surgery, like 2 days later, it collapsed back in, and I was like, no, guess I'm using the CPAP forever. Okay, that's right. Michael's retro blasting. I'll have to ask those guys to be on a stream one day. Flood is doing good. It's going. I love it. I love the upcoming Indiana Jones stuff. I'm like really pumped for it. I think it's going to be super cool. And yeah, I can't wait. This is a great question because I'm kind of pissed. You guys want to hear why I'm pissed about it? Why I'm pissed about this whole animated Spider-Man thing? Just check up on comments first. Shark comments that I rubbed him the wrong way. Whatever. I mean, honestly, like, if you watch me enough, you know that I'm not like some guy out here hawking toys. I care about them, and I'm just a nerd who likes to talk about value because I think the statistics are interesting. That's why I do surveys too. And when I do surveys, I give you the statistical breakdown. But hey, to each his own. Trying to catch up before I get into a rant. Did I? Hey, mad respect to the guy, right? Like, he's built up something. He was probably the first, I think. I don't know for sure. But hey, whatever. I enjoy the business. Roland nailed it. I really enjoy the business side of toys. I don't know why. I just do. Something I enjoy. So why am I pissed off about the animated Spider-Man series? Because it's a Pulse exclusive. Like, animated Spider-Man stuff does so well, and they're making it Pulse exclusive. So that means next year I'm going to be getting stuck with some like really crap to push while they get those. It pisses me off. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with talking about value, especially if you're in the business. You have to know about secondary market value. I mean, hell, the guys at Hasbro know. I think that, you know, there are some, like, in the sports card world, there's some channels out there that are straight up. They don't care about the card. They're not really looking at it. They're just there to invest for their retirement. And that's okay. That's not what I'm talking about with toys. I think toys are a terrible freaking investment. 3 Gaming Bros. Hopefully, like 2 more weeks, 3 more weeks, I should have more in. I still haven't filled all the pre-orders yet. I sold so many of those darn things. Yeah, it'll be Disney. Manic Mike, I think that's their ultimate goal, is to cut out the middleman. I know it's their ultimate goal, but they don't have the infrastructure to do it. They don't have the ability to distribute themselves. It would be a disaster for them, and they can't do it. Do I think that they're trying to get to the point where they can? Absolutely. MCU Moon Knight, probably early next week. He'll be here soon. He's on his way right now. He's already probably somewhere in the middle of the United States on his way to me. That's an interesting take, that some streamers get big. They represent the community that follows them instead of themselves. Yeah, I don't know that I'm ever going to be like that, because I try to, like, understand the people that follow me in the community, but I'm me, man. I am a middle-aged nerdy dad who worked in restaurants for too long, moved on, and has a really strong work ethic and wanted to move into the entrepreneurial space. Oh, I got a really, really cool figure or video coming on this. I have a video coming of peg warmers that then blew up. Sports cards are going way down. Toys are pretty solid. Hey, here's the thing with toys. I think if you're talking vintage toys, they are very easy to fake. I think that's going to become an issue at some point. And I think the fact that there is so much more of it. There's no, like, centralized industry like there is for toys or for comics or for cards. I think modern toys are a terrible investment. Terrible. From modern toys, that is. Vintage toys, not necessarily. Thanks, Greg. Let me see something here. Greg, hey, Greg, I know you. I got your email. I haven't responded yet because I'm slow at emails. This is my secondary backdrop. Storm Collectibles also. Hey, listen, that's one where Storm Collectibles just can't do their own distribution. I don't deal with Bandai because of that. Bandai's got a system now where you have to buy all of their lines to get into SH Figure Art. So I say deuces. But yeah. No Symbiote in stock. I might have some near mint ones once I do some inventorying, but I don't think I'll have any minty ones. NECA Ronin should be the next 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, there's a reason manufacturers don't have retail sites often. It's really hard to do. It's really hard to do. Uh, you get to a point where you really need that extra support. Do, 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 do. Ooh, there's a cool question. How come Four Horsemen product is so limited? So Four Horsemen are a startup toy company. They're not, they are like, you talk about resources, they are a fraction of a Hasbro. It costs on average about $10,000 to prototype a toy, a single figure. Now, for them, that's really, for anybody, like I would love to start a toy line, but that's really hard to do. So if you want to have a first wave of 6 figures, that's $60,000 just for the prototypes. That doesn't include manufacturing. So what their model is to make just enough for what's ordered and some extra. So what they do is when they put their order into the factory, everybody who placed a pre-order with them, they do that. Then they order stuff for their retailers based on the orders we give them. Then they order a little bit extra to sell at cons, but nothing that's a risk. They don't want to get stuck with a ton of product, and they want to keep their product hot. They don't want to water it down by killing the market with it unless the demand is there. But that's the easiest answer for it. They print to order almost entirely. That's true. Cards are easy to fake, and grading's a mess. But I think that the thing with cards is, I actually think that the better investment out of all the collectibles thing, I think comics are the best investment, graded specifically, because like if the United States fell apart tomorrow, I don't think U.S. sports would have an appeal. I don't think that toys, for the most part, would have as much of an appeal. They would but not to the level of comics. Comics are iconic, man. Like Spider-Man's never going away. Batman, you know what I mean? Out of the basement. What's up, man? How you guys doing? Yeah, I agree. I think that I think that we being toy YouTubers are a big part of the versus culture in the hobby because we got to create content. And one of the easiest ways to create content is to have a bad guy. So we'll be like, hey, why are you doing that? You're stupid for buying that. It makes it hard. One of the reasons one of the like tenets that I try to do here is to not ever shame anyone for what they like. They want to buy Sailor Moon figures, knock yourself out. It has a meaning to you. So yeah, I get you. Yes, I will have the entire Disney Plus wave next week, but I think I am going to be sold out of Mr. Knight. I might have one or two, but not a lot to go in stock. Oh yeah, auto cards, as long as they're not sticker autos, they do well. I've seen some videos of athletes signing cards and they're just like throwing them in a box when they're done. So yeah, I don't think the grades on them are going to be great forever. I don't know how much it would cost. Like you would think that, okay, Marvel already licenses the likeness to the Dodge Charger. You would think that it'll be the same pricing. And if a comic book can afford it, you would think they could have. Yeah, see, if I had like unlimited time and money, I would love to do my own grading company because I feel like it's way too subjective and not scientific enough. Like, I feel like grading needs to have like scanners and computers. Like, it cannot be the human eye that does it. Like, I can just say from experience, when we get in 30 or 40 cases and we open each case, because we'll do minty fresh, near mint, or banged up, we miss some. That's why, like, if it's a big one, we'll do double checks. So anything that's even slightly not perfect goes into a pile, and then we'll check it again with a different person, either me or the wife, to make sure we actually hit it correctly. Because it's really hard because your eyes start playing tricks on you. My brother was big into Sailor Moon, but I think he had a crush on her, but that was his age. I was too old for it. First appearance of Harley Quinn's doing pretty well, last I checked. That's funny. Well, here's the thing. Like, I don't know. It seems like autograph authentication shouldn't be hard because there are so autograph authentication for like signatures for like court documents, they can do handwriting analysis. Like there is computers that do it. So I don't think that's hard to verify. That's huge, man. Population reports. So for anyone who doesn't know, Graded Comics, you can go on a centralized website and see how many 9.8 Amazing Spider-Man 129s there are. So when you're buying it, you can be like, man, there's only 40 of these. This is even rarer than I thought. This is underpriced or overpriced. It really helps you gauge the supply. No vodka, just water. It's too early. You know what I've been drinking a lot of though? It's called Ballantine. It's a whiskey cream. Holy crap, it's like chocolate milk. It's not strong enough though, so I cut it with vodka, but it's good. Here's a question. What's your opinion on YouTubers who get stolen figures from the factory just so they can be first? Is that a thing? I mean, I didn't know that was a thing. Like I've talked to a lot of them who try to get things first because they're like, hey, can you give me a heads up if you get it first? And I've sent out some things, I won't name names, to YouTubers. They pay for them fully, but like, and they don't go in front of any other customers, but I'll give them a heads up like, hey, I'm getting this first if you still want it. But what I can say is if it's stolen, that's crappy, man. I mean, that's crappy. Even for a company like Hasbro, you don't want to see that. So here's the thing with NECA out of the basement. So I'm going to go inside baseball for you guys because I know you love it. Let's see here. I can do the math. All right. So NECA's standard price has gone up about 15% during the pandemic. So when when Black Series and Legends went from $19.99 to $24.99, that is let's see. Well, actually, I guess I should use wholesale. So the wholesale price went up 3 1/4. So sorry, I'm mathing. All right. So actually, it's gone up the same percentage. I didn't even realize that. So Hasbro's gone up about 18% in wholesale. NECA's gone up about 16%. But people sell NECA for more because whatever reason, they set the MSRP higher. Like sometimes it blows my mind. Like I'm able to sell NECA stuff at Target prices often because of the fact that it's just easy enough to do. It's crazy. They set their prices good. Yeah, I'm mathing live, baby. Nah, prices never go down, unfortunately. I think we'll see value change. Like, for example, I think that we'll see new product innovations that come in at a lower price than we expect as the market corrects itself. But right now, we're not going to see them come down. Especially Hasbro. Hasbro is in a give me money phase. They have a CEO who is trying to prove himself by increasing profits when historically Hasbro has focused on their top line sales and have been content to continue to keep their profits at the same percentage. Now that's not the same. They want top line increased. They want bottom line increased. And they're not looking at top line as much as they are bottom line. I can speak from some business experience and say, I've never worked with or for a company that has taken that strategy and it worked out well. I worked for this isn't too hard to find out, but I worked for a restaurant chain. We were a publicly traded company. The focus was all about sales. grow sales, grow sales, grow sales, and profit will follow. Well, when we got sold because we got bought out, it changed. It was, oh yeah, I mean, yeah, we want to increase sales, but it's all about the profit. Let's milk this thing for all it's worth. And I think part of it is Hasbro also knows bad times are coming for figures. You guys like, and it's not just toys. Like, what happens if we can't make toys in China? It's going to get bad. Hasbro started moving things to India and Vietnam. All Transformers are, I think all, if not most, Transformers are made in Vietnam now. But yeah, it could be, if they have to make them in the States, it could be really ugly. Hasbro has been skimping on accessories. They sure have. They've been cutting out everything they can. NECA is indeed a beautiful product. And what I like about NECA is the thought that they put into their accessories. Like, they put so much thought into it. And they sometimes the packaging too. Like, have you guys seen the new RoboCop chair, like the battle damaged one? Let me see if I can find it. Ann, are you out there? Anyway, I can't find it here. I was looking for it in the package. Because the packaging on it, like, they set it up to look like the company that made RoboCop. I don't know too much about it, but it's just so cool. Like, you can tell they actually like the product. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of vendors are done with Hasbro. For me, like, I look at Hasbro as it brings people in, but I am betting on Hasbro not being there for me forever. I didn't know that. I don't remember it ever getting priced at $21.49. But that was the old Hasbro before it became the Profit Bros. I'll probably have the fan channel exclusive Christmas figure. I will not have the Halloween figures unless I get a shot at them because they're just Walmart exclusives. I actually like the Halloween ones. I don't care for the Christmas ones. All right, I think I'm caught up on most questions here. 307 of us in here now. What is up? Black Widow movie pre-pandemic. You guys, fun story on that Black Widow movie wave. I think depends on if I'm reading these UPCs correctly from the liquidation I just bought. I think I'm going to have that entire wave, the Crimson Dynamo wave, for $99.99 next week on Nerdzoic, or as soon as Saturday, whenever they get here, and I can confirm it. Oh, man. It's 3 o'clock already. Holy crap. Well, Mrs. Nerdy's yelling at me that it's time to go on a walk to get those kids. Yeah, they probably got it from the same place I'm getting it. That's why. Oh. All right, guys, this has been fun, but I have to go call it. I will try to do another live stream next week. In the meantime, big job interview tomorrow for a company I really want to be with. So wish me luck. Otherwise, remember, what's my saying? You got to get old, but you don't have to grow up. Just be cool and stay.